In a world where shadows rise and ancient magic stirs, one girl holds the key to salvation. Before her journey begins, subscribe, like, and share so you can walk this path with her. In a
The first thing Maya heard was the sound of metal clinking. It was faint, like the echo of chains far away, but enough to drag her from the half-dream where she had been wandering a field of golden grass. Her eyes snapped open. Dawn light leaked through the thin curtains, painting her small bedroom in muted gray. It was too early for the neighbors to be awake, too quiet for anything ordinary. She held her breath and listened. There it was again, clink, clink. Maya slid off her bed, careful not to wake her little brother in the next room. Her bare feet touched the cold wooden floor, sending a shiver through her. Peeking through the curtains, she froze. At the edge of her small garden stood a tall stranger. He wore a hooded cloak dark enough to seem like a tear in the morning mist, his posture unnervingly still. In his hand was something small and metallic, glinting as it caught the first rays of dawn. A key. It wasn't like any key she had seen before. It was old, with intricate carvings along the bow, almost like runes. The stranger turned his head, and though she couldn't see his face beneath the hood, she felt his gaze find her through the glass. Maya's instinct was to duck out of sight, but she stayed frozen, staring back. The air outside seemed to grow heavier, like the moment before a storm. Then he spoke. "This belongs to you." His voice was deep, calm, but carried a weight that made the hairs on her arms rise. Maya's heart thudded. "You're at the wrong house," she whispered to herself, though the words sounded hollow. Almost without thinking, she unlatched the window and pushed it open. The cold air rushed in, smelling of damp earth. "What is that?" she asked, her voice shakier than she intended. "The key," he said simply. "It was lost long ago. You must take it now." "I don't even know you," she protested. He tilted his head slightly, as if considering her words. "You will," he said finally, "and soon." Her fingers hovered at the windowsill, torn between fear and curiosity. Every reasonable thought in her head screamed not to accept anything from a hooded stranger standing in her yard at dawn. But the key glowed faintly, as if it was breathing, as if it recognized her. She reached out. The moment the metal touched her skin, it felt like lightning shot through her hand and up her arm. She gasped, stumbling back as the stranger released it. The key was warm now, pulsing softly in her palm, like a heartbeat. "What does it open?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "You'll know when the time comes," he said, stepping back into the mist. "But remember, every key opens a door, and every door lets something through. Be ready." "Wait!" she called, but he was already gone. One blink and the mist was empty, the garden still. Maya stood there for a long moment, clutching the key. Then, finally, she closed the window and pressed her back to it, trying to calm her racing heart. What had just happened? She looked at the key again. Up close, she could see that the carvings formed a pattern, a spiral of symbols she didn't recognize. And yet, somehow, they felt familiar, as if she had seen them once in a dream. Her bedroom suddenly felt too small, too ordinary to contain what had just happened. She wrapped the key in a piece of cloth and hid it under her pillow before slipping back into bed. Sleep wouldn't come, though. Outside, the mist began to lift, and the world seemed to hold its breath.
The adventure doesn't stop here. Subscribe now, drop a like, and share this story with your friends so they can join the quest too. Let's build this epic world together.